I'm Elizabeth.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
And we're live at Henry VIII's childhood home, Eltham Palace.
Hi, I'm Lewis.
Hi, I'm Amy, and today we're going to explore Eltham Palace, the life and childhood of Henry VIII. As a group, upon discussion regarding our medium-term plan that focuses on the life of Tudors, we believed Eltham Palace, the childhood home of Henry VIII, would hold great significance to contribute to this learning. As our school is in the local borough of Greenwich, we felt that Eltham Palace holds strong links with local history. Before the visit takes place, a letter will be sent to all parents through the school email system, as well as a hard copy in the children's school bags. The letter that we have constructed is an example of a letter that would be sent out to parents and carers. At the bottom of the letter, there is a return slip with lunch requirements that should be returned to the school office as soon as possible. The Department for Education in Howarth and Scott 2013 requires schools to inform and gain permission from parents before taking children on school trips. Failure to do so could result in a child being unable to attend.
It is key when planning any out-of-classroom school learning that a full risk assessment is made prior to the children being taken. This risk assessment needs to begin from the children exiting the school building and getting on the coach to activities and whereabouts throughout the day, Hoodless 2008. It is vital that teachers visit the location beforehand to assess potential risk of all locations the children may visit. This includes pre-assessing the individual needs of all the children in the class beforehand and considering any additional resources that may be needed, such as wheelchairs or SEN materials, TS5. Risk assessments should be shared with adult helpers, as should the needs and abilities of all children within their group to ensure risk is kept to a minimum, Hoodless 2009. As can be seen here, we have included an example risk assessment from our trip to Eltham Palace. We began our assessment from children exiting the school building and for their trail of activities throughout the day. We've also included general issues that teachers will need to consider, such as first aid kits being collected from the office and sick bags and buckets for the coach. For each activity, we've included potential hazards and our controls. In addition to this, we have highlighted the use of additional adults and how they will control and monitor risk for each of their groups of children.
As you can see here, through our curriculum map, it shows our focus subject, history, and our subsidiary subject, geography, as well as the cross-curricular links that we could make through our PAC2 subjects from our trip to Eltham Palace.
The National Curriculum 2014 states children need to study an aspect of British history which extends chronological knowledge past 1066. Through the Tudors, we are able to cover this aspect of the curriculum through a theme. Learning about the past allows children to build a context for present understanding, Hoodless 2009. Through our medium-term plan, the children are looking at exploring a local environment and seeing the products of the past and of the recent, Dixon and Howes 2014. Using a trowel introduces children to a range of aspects of a local area, linking places through learning activities and themes. A trowel gives children freedom to choose areas they would like to find out more about, Dixon and Howes 2014. Through our activities, which we've spoken about shortly, you will see that we have covered several areas of key concepts and skills, such as chronological understanding, interpretation and inference, inquiry and observation. Communication will come through discussion and questioning within our activities and with our additional adults and teaching staff.
At Eltham Palace, there are remains of a chapel once used by Henry VIII and his family. Although the chapel no longer exists, it still highlights the importance and significance of religion in Henry VIII's life. Ofsted in Gateshill et al. 2000 look favourably to schools who visit places of worship. Visiting the chapel ruins will give children the opportunity to discuss with their peers the religious aspects of the trip. The ruins will also serve as an introduction to the later classroom learning.
The National Curriculum for Geography 2013 states that the children shall be identifying human and physical characteristics and understand how some of these aspects have changed over time. This shall be done by looking at how the grounds and the house has changed and been modified. The gardens were made modern by the new owners of Eltham Palace, who also extended the palace whilst keeping the Tudor features. The activities linking to the trip will be looking at how the grounds were used in the Tudor times, especially when Henry was young, and how it has been used over time since the Tudor period. One key question asked by Foley and Janko in 1996 is, how is the place changing?
Comenius 1660 believes that through the exploration of outdoor spaces, children will have a greater appreciation for plants and trees. The gardens at Eltham Palace boast a wide variety of plants which the children will have the opportunity to look at. As they explore the grounds, the children will notice some shocking and exciting plants grown in places they may not expect plants to be able to grow, for example out of the stone walls. Comenius feels that a garden is a perfect place where learning can be acquired.
We have created a booklet for the children to complete whilst at Eltham Palace. This shows the expected rooms and areas which need to be visited to gain the full benefit of this trip. The activities and tasks linked with Foley and Jankin 1996, 7 fundamental geographical questions. However, Cooper et al. 2006 suggests we need to be careful that the educational exercise might take away the excitement and magic and create a restriction of the set work. The booklet which we shall give the children once we have arrived at Eltham Palace will get them thinking and investigating the different parts of the palace. This allows for assessment opportunities as it shows what the children already know and what the children have learnt from the trip, and also their interpretations of the different areas in and around the palace. Peacock and Pratt 2011 commented that educational centres offers potential for differing interpretations amongst visitors from a range of social cultural backgrounds. This is significant in our multicultural society, as some of our children would have had different experiences in different countries.
Whilst the children are completing the tour of Eltham Palace, the children will have a map to support and guide them around the key sites listed on their activity booklets. The map clearly illustrates the directions that the children are expected to travel in. We have separated the map into 2 pages. Page 1 shows the outside of Eltham Palace and the expected approach that the children will take. Page 2 shows the inside of Eltham Palace and the route that they will take to meet the learning activities. Dixon and Howes 2014 state that the maps can provide an attractive and relevant form of recording information and communicating understanding. Page 32. Each group of 5 children will share a map and be responsible for looking after it throughout the course of the trip. This will provide opportunities for children to work collaboratively and as part of a team in an inclusive environment. Kirshner 2009 and Pollard et al. 2014 outlines that an inclusive environment involves pupil dialogue, collaboration and a choice of exploration. Once the children have found the designated locations, it will be the adult's role to read a brief description and ask a few questions from the adult guide. Sedgwick 2012 claims that activities such as this allows children to notice aspects that they may have otherwise not noticed. Davis 2005 adds that this leads to children acknowledging and making sense of the past through interpretation of available evidence. The questions that we ask will allow the children to think deeply into aspects of the palace. Cooper 2007 outlines that visits allow children to relate real experiences and images to additional pieces of work. Transferring experiences from visits will form children's own suggestions and questions.
On reflection, our visit has highlighted the importance of visiting somewhere yourself before you take your children.
Eltham Palace was advertised as having a significant focus on Henry VIII and his childhood. However, upon arrival we discovered that this was not actually the case.
The focus when at the palace is more on the people who restored the building in the 1930s and not on Henry and his life. However, some of his features do still exist.
Should we have had more time, we would visit other Tudor venues to fulfil our Tudor medium-term plan. We feel that children will not gain a clear understanding of Henry VIII's childhood.